Okay. So you think really this 10 years in Hollywood that you spent there, uh, did did it really do for you? Did you mature there in a sense that you became hungry for writing? What did it do for you? The work on Beauty and the Beast and the rest.
Well, I think it improved my writing in some ways. The dialogue, when you're actually working with actors and you're writing lines of dialogue that actors say, you get a much better feel for what sounds natural and what sounds like speech, the way humans actually do it. And you write less, sharper dialogue, I think. So it improved me in that sense. Also improved my sense of structure. Act breaks, which is a necessity in American television. You have to divide every screenplay up into four act breaks. That was the technique I carried over into Ice and Fire with the chapter endings. I mean, my chapter endings in Ice and Fire are essentially television act breaks, where I end the Tyrion chapter, and you want to know immediately what happened to Tyrion, but you don't get to, because now you have to go to another character, and then you want to know what happened to that character when it ends, but you don't get to. You have to go to another character, and that keeps you turning pages, and that keeps you hooked in the stories. These are all techniques I learned working on shows like Twilight Zone and Beauty and the Beast.
You know my technique. I skipped your chapters. You know, when I want to find out what happens to Ira, I just went 100 pages, and find the new chapter. You froze.
That's like the worst way. That's the worst way to read it.
You're breaking it up a little bit.
Yeah, I said that I skipped the chapters and I went forward to find my favorite ones. But talking about the when I would think back of the I'm just rereading it now we are doing a paperback edition, and so I'm rereading it again for a third time, and I'm just trying to think back of the books I read 3 times in my life, and I think it's only Lord of the Rings and my Master and Margarita from Bulgakov. Was there any book that you read 3 times in your life?
3 times.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I've read Lord of the Rings a lot more than 3 times. I've probably read Lord of the Rings like 20 times. I first encountered that when I was in high school, when I was 12 or 13 years old, and I come back for a few years and read it again. The Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald, that's a favorite book of mine. I read that, every few years. I dip back to H.P. Lovecraft, not really entire books, but certain short stories. Robert A. Heinlein. I was just reading a few of his short stories. All You Zombies, which has just been moved to the movie Predestination, so I reread that just before I saw the movie. We ran the movie at my movie theater, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, there are a number of movies, but a number of books that I reread, but I don't know, maybe not as many as I should, but there are so many new books. There are always so many new books, and they arrive here every day, and bound galleys and arcs and things that people want me to read and comment on, and I can hardly keep up with all the new books I want to read. So, would there were more hours in the day?
Talking about the new books or new authors, I saw your interview you did with Joe Abercrombie. Did you read his books?
Oh yeah, I love to go Abercrombie. Abercrombie is great. I mean, this is a golden age of fantasy. Even putting aside whatever you think of my work, Joe Abercrombie, Patrick Rothfuss, Daniel Abraham, some of these young fantasy writers are just doing some amazing work, and I read all of those guys avidly as soon as their books come out.
Coming back to your characters, George, skipping from one character to another, one would say that you would have a multiple personality in order to get into each of these characters so well. I'm a deeply complex and divided guy.
But all of the characters are the only, not to get too existential here on you, but ultimately the only one we really know is ourselves. So to make a character really come alive, you have to tap into yourself, your own humanity, and your own life experiences and your own emotions. And even if the character is very different from you, I mean, obviously I've never been a dwarf, I've never been an exiled princess. I've been an 8-year-old girl. But you can look at that and that they share a humanity. They share the things that we all want, the ability to love and to hate and to fear. And, they all get cold and frightened. And that's what I use to try to make these characters come alive.
Yeah, on a first reading, I always thought that the books are strongest on the plot element, but actually now on a third reading, I see they're strongest on the character element, and I would never thought that, because rereading it brings me to so many points that I've missed the first time, that I missed the second time, and it seems like with retrospect knowledge, when you read something and you know what's going to happen now, like 5 years in the future, and it brings each sentence you wrote to a completely different light, and then you said, wow, but that's okay. It's fantastic to read.
I'm glad to hear that. I mean, that's certainly what I'm trying to do. I think the best books are those that hold up to repeated rereadings, and that's why I go back to a book like Tolkien, like Lord of the Rings, or to The Great Gatsby. When you read a book for the first time, you're if it's a strong book, you're turning pages. You want to know what's going to happen next. What's going to happen at the end of this chapter is what's next. Where's the plot going to take us? Who's going to live? Who's going to die? But then, when you're on the reread, you already know all that stuff, so you're reading it from a very different place. And
did you reread yourself? I mean, how many times do you read the works when you write?
When I'm writing a book in the Ice and Fire series, I reread each character before I write them. Like if I'm about to write a Tyrion chapter, I will read the last 3 or 4 Tyrion chapters, even going back to the last book if need be, to try to get his voice in my head and remember where he is and the descriptions of the physical locations around and who the secondary characters are there, just to refresh myself and all of that. And most of all, refresh myself on his voice. But I seldom go back. I don't really, unless I'm looking for something specific, I don't go back and reread Game of Thrones or Clash of Kings that I wrote. Game of Thrones I published in 1996, so I wrote it from 91 to 95 roughly. I don't really get back and read that. Every when I finish the whole series, I'll go back and see what the hell I did. But right now I'm just trying to get to the new books out.
You still write in WordPerfect 5?
I still write in WordStar.
Yeah, WordStar. Oh,
WordStar, yes. I never went there. Yes, WordStar 4.0.
Still.
DOS computer. So, I'm on my Windows computer right now, my PC, and I use that for email and for surfing the internet and for Skype and such things. But for writing, I still prefer the DOS computer in WordStar. It's much more stable, for one thing. It's not connected to the internet. Nobody can hack me. I don't have to worry about getting a virus or getting a worm or getting a Trojan or any of that stuff. The computer is physically separated, and WordStar and DOS, unlike Windows, is stable as a rock. So it's a good tool.
Great. Continue on. I will now ask the audience if they have any questions. So if anybody has any question, which everybody has, come the hands up and come here and ask. I will let them introduce each other. And
Okay.
Okay. Here we have your first.
Hello, Martin. I have a couple of questions. Have you read Godfather from Mario Puzo or Stranger from Albert Camus?
Many years ago.
Can you remember something to tell me? What do you think about those books? And most important question, are you happy as a person? I wish you are.
I only read the first Godfather book of Puzo. I liked it okay. I think the movies are usually probably better. But I I've certainly seen movies a lot. As whether I'm happy as a person, I don't like any other person. Some days I'm happy, some days I'm sad.
I have one proposition. Maybe you should write a philosophy book behind philosophy that is behind A Song of Ice and Fire. I believe it would be a good project.
Thank you. I think I'll just stick to the fiction. I'll leave it.
Oh, damn it. We are waiting for the next cruise. So I have one question,
this one
which I
is
think
for
the
me.
audience would be interested in. What was the last time you were in Croatia? If you remember that, and if you can tell us anything about your visit.
Boy, it was a long time ago. I went all over to Croatia. I recall we went to Split, and I remember seeing the Klishev's Palace and wandering through that with Nevin, and of course we went to Dubrovnik, and long before Game of Thrones started shooting there, and I thought that was just a magical city. I mean, I remember arriving there at night, and that white stone that it's made of, it just seemed to be glowing, and I thought, this is Minas Tirith. This is just an amazing place. So the minute Game of Thrones decided they were going to film there, that would be great too. I knew that would be a wonderful location for us. And I remember Nevin drove me through the mountains, and we stopped. We were going to get lamb on a spit or something, but we didn't actually get that for whatever reason. So I missed that, but we went to a Roman amphitheater I don't remember the name of the town, but that was an amazing
There's a couple of
amphitheater.
them. Maybe in Pula?
One-
Maybe in Pula if you were there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you loved it.
It was
You
good.
liked it?
I
It was
remember
good, yeah.
Croatia was beautiful, and I remember the food was pretty good.
That's what I wanted to know. Did you have any
Good.
favorite Croatian foods? Because you didn't get the lamb on the spit.
I didn't get the lamb on the spit.
Seriously?
I think you had good pizza.
What? I guess you can get
I love
that in
pizza.
Santa
My
Fe.
favorite food.
Awesome. I will hand you over.
Good pizza, but some places I go to in Europe and the pizza is terrible.
That's true. That I'm gonna hand you over to a Targaryen fan. Oh,
Some of the Croatian girls were very pretty.
Still are.
we'll try and find a couple of those for you now. Okay. But I still have a man now coming up.
Hi, George.
I'm
Unfortunately, I'm not so pretty as these girls behind me.
Oh, you're pretty. You're pretty.
Okay, thanks. I have one personal question, and I would be an idiot if I skip this chance to ask you. 3 years ago in Dubrovnik, Emilia Clarke took a picture of herself and me with the cover of Dance with Dragons. Yeah, and she said that she will send this picture to you because you love the covers of the books that Algorithm is translating and publishing. Yeah. So, is there any chance that you really received this picture? Because that on that day you changed your blog and you actually said that the Portugal is not the first one who translated your fifth book. Instead, it's Croatia. So you uploaded the covers of the books. So I'm wondering,
You did.
is there any you don't?
All trade. I get a lot of pictures, so I don't know whether I still have.
No, I understand totally, but I wanted to ask.
But who knows? I do like the Croatian covers are very attractive. And Amelia is very attractive.
Of course.
Who I don't know so much about, but
Thanks a lot.
you're welcome.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, and now we have some, as promised, some Croatian girls. Actually, from season 5, they are in the extras team. So they're actually extras from season 5. Yeah, they know more than we do.
Well, congratulations, extras.
Dođite tu bliže, curi, da ste na
What were
svijetu.
you in season 5? What kind of characters did you play?
Peasant. Yes. Peasants and noble.
Very good.
Why did you kill Joffrey?
He was my favorite character. I'm not sick.
Kill Joffrey? Kill Joffrey. Figure out Kill Joffrey. No, Kill Joffrey. Queen of Thorns killed Joffrey. Because he was very annoying.
No, he was the strongest character.
You like Joffrey?
Yes, he's the most original.
Okay. Well, hey, Joffrey.
I don't.
I hope this doesn't say something about you.
No. I just really like the character. I would be scared of him, but I really like the character.
Yeah, she would marry him.
So, is there a character from the book that you're sorry that didn't end up in the show?
Yeah, there are actually a number of them. I can have as many characters as I want in the books, but the show has to cast actors in each of these roles. It has to pay them, so it has budgetary things. So they do have to eliminate characters. But we lost Strong Belwas. He was a character that I was very fond of. We lost the two older brothers of Sir Loras Tyrell. We lost Willis and Garland, who we haven't actually seen Willis yet. You will, and Garland, of course, is there. I like those characters. So there are a number, and I could go on and on. We have a cast of hundreds in the show, but we have a cast of thousands in the books. So you're always going to lose something. You have to combine characters and put them more together. And unfortunately, the books keep getting bigger and bigger, and the show is about as big as it can get.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Anybody else? One more.
Okay. Hi, George. First question, will we ever find out where whores go? I'm just asking because I want to go there.
Yes, we will.
We will? Really? Okay, that's cool. My second question is, do you read all of the fan theories? Are you aware of them? And which one do you find the craziest? Because there are a lot of crazy ones.
I've heard some of the fan theories over the years.
Okay.
I don't really read the blogs, the fan bulletin boards, because, God, there's so many of them.
Yeah, obviously.
And I don't want to actually be influenced by the fan theories, the fan reactions. Back in the early days, in 98 and 99, when there were just a few websites devoted to the series, I did read them. And then I said, no, I really should not continue reading that, because I'm seeing people figuring things out, and then I'm being tempted to change things because they figured it out. I don't want to change my course that way. That's a bad idea. And then fans are throwing out ideas, and I could be accused of stealing them or something. It just seemed like a bad idea, so I distanced myself from the blogs. And the fans have their fun, they have their theories. Some of them, they write me, and they send me an email, but I try to get embroiled in that too.
Yeah. So there's no crazy theories that, like you could say this is insane, or,
The craziest theories are not about the characters. I think the craziest theory I've ever heard, which is the people who are impatient for the new books, who are angry with me. The books are coming out, and there are some crazy people out there who think I've finished the entire series. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting.
for the right time, for the right moment, yeah.
That's a pretty insane theory.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Is that it? Još jedna. One more.
Hi George, my name is Sasha. I'm also an extra from Dubrovnik, and I had a selfie with Cersei, with Lina Headey, and I was wondering if I can get a selfie with you here.
Selfie with you.
Like,
That's kind of hard. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know, we'll try.
I'll give you a screen cap, dude.
Okay, thank you.
That was craziest. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, so I guess that the only question they all want to ask you, and it's left to me is you remember you promised Paris to bring her to Dubrovnik, and I hold you to that promise, and I don't know when it's going to be, but we are waiting for you there.
Okay. I came close a couple years ago when I was in Slovenia.
Yeah.
I know that many people from Croatia came up to see me in Slovenia when I was doing my song in Ljubljana. That was amazing. But I do have to get back to Croatia one stage here, and get back to Dubrovnik. Maybe I can be extra in one of the scenes.
That's great idea.
Ask
I
me
think
if he
fans
knows
will love
anybody
it.
at the show. Just only if you know somebody at the show. I don't know. Do you know anybody doing the show? If you get a connection with somebody, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe they let you in. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, seriously.
Okay, Judge, thank you very much for your time. We love to have you here tonight with us. And
My pleasure.
yeah, we're gonna release you back to your computer. And
Oh yeah, seriously.
yeah, and thanks to all your staff. Thanks to Rhea and Lorraine, and they were extremely helpful for getting you here.
Yes, you were amazing, guys.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
know, these things.
Say hi to the fans,
She's the only one that
Rhea.
knows how to work Skype.
Yeah.
I'm the only one in the world. I'm the only one in the office.
That's why smart people use DOS. DOS never crashes, right?
That's right.
There we go. Have a great time. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.